Are we on? I believe we are on. Welcome back, everyone. I apologize, I haven't made a weekly review for nobody. I shouldn't talk like that. I truly apologize, I haven't done a weekly review for whoever watch, hopefully. It has been a while, I got quite busy, I done a lot of work. And I've been lazy and sick for a lot of days as well, excuse me. And I'm a half ready, I'm not really ready for this review. But after taking a look on the last video I made, it was September 8th, and I was like, yeah. So I watched the video, the last weekly review, number 12, this is number 13. I was like, oh gee, a lot of things have been done. A lot of them are not that important or flashy, but let's take a look. Let's take a fast look on one by one. So what do we have here? First of all, is the microphone on? Okay. So, as I said the last time, I worked on the conversation system, but I kinda, hopefully, somehow finished it. So, the conversation system, the general system of conversation system that belong to the game engine, can be used to make more than one or different conversation systems based on the game. So this is an abstract system, just like most of the systems in the game engine. So why am I repeating that over and over and over? Because I'm trying to point out that what I'm showing you on the screen is not the full result. It's not the final result. It's not what I have done. What I've done is a system that could be used to make conversation systems. And this is just an example of a working one. I'm not sure if I can ever be clearer than that. So I showed all of this fiasco in the last video, so I don't want to repeat myself. But I add few features like searching to search for the dialogues. You can, for example, say CD1. And it will show only CD1. If I type CD, it will show only the dialogues and the campaign that started with the search keyword. So if I type CD14, it should show only CD14. And I add a section to show the text. I don't know if the last video I showed this or not. So for example, this one showed the choices. And you can show different languages, and add the scripts, and the scripts is working now. What did I do as well? So let me move this page to the other screen. So we can show you the final result in here. So this is the first conversation, not the second one. It doesn't have choices, and it can switch between Arabic and English. And if you didn't see actually the emotion of the images changed based on the dialogue and the shade. So slowly, if I go to conversation 1 and go to the hello, and we get to crash for some reason. I don't want to debug the thing, I want to show results. It's funny how it only crashes when I try to show results. It's annoying how it crashes only when I try to show results. I made 2 tests to see things working before I start streaming. And it crashed just right now. Maybe because I searched something and I done something. I have no clue. So here, the first one, it showed David Hume and Immune Kant are both normal. Oh, he's happy. And the second one, the shade is 5, and that's why he's totally dark. So he's happy. That's why I have a very poor edited happy image that I made by myself. And the second one in here, you have normal and normal. The third one, they are sad. And the fourth one, they are angry. So these are sad and these are angry. So I was just added, on the fly, the emotion to present that they can have different emotions. What next? So I implemented a way that easily I can jump to the next scripts by knowing the next. So if why did I close the map simulator? Sorry about that. I need to focus more on what am I doing. I must load the map first before I can open this page. What I was going to show you. So here it shows next, and next it will take you to the next dialogue without a condition. So this is the simplest way of jumping the dialogues. It just go next, 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 and it tell you which next one is. And this is the effect you saw whenever I click, it actually invoke the next command, and it doesn't check condition. I didn't program a condition next yet, but this will be implemented. Yeah, I restarted the wrong project. No wonder. I'm sorry, this is very horrible representation, but bear with me. So I was going to restart this one. So let me show you the second conversation. And the second conversation give you choices. So here, so I would ask the question, and it give you the list of questions. So you can ask about experience, about life, about whatever, and they don't talk back and forth, because I was just testing the buttons. But this is the whole fiasco for conversation. Let's try to go to the second one. And yeah, you can. It support all languages that the game support. So here, let's do this. That it's done. Next, filling some missing data, all classes, including description keys and name keys. Well, I found that some of the data are missing, some fields, so I filled them up. Why everything? Why am I doing very bad performing today? I don't know. There were a lot of adjusting of how the GUI system work. If you watch me on the daily coding or whatever I present, yeah, there are some construction work. I waited for 2 hours and they still not done, and they will never be done. So I was like, let's do the video, let's make a video and call it a day, because today is my off and I'm making a video. So let's go to the next step. So add a new way to construct GUI to make them easier to construct. So actually, this is not the first time, not the second time, but I made a very wonderful system to locate the position and the scale, and making the GUI have no dialogue or no image without having the need to hard code all of that or script all of that. So I made a lot of neat adjusting and enhancement to the system, and I'm really happy with them actually. Replacing all the GUIs to make them use the new features by using one constructor. Add more data groups in the game core. So if we go to the game core, and you go to the groups, you will see we have the conversation tabs and controllable menu, and we will talk about these later. And we have here the GUI part, where I can listed different GUIs, because this image actually is replaced by another project, the map simulator, using the same images. If the last project I was working on, Almensi, yeah, it will show Almensi, which I'm too lazy to make the map simulator have a different folder for each project. I should do that, so I don't have to replace images with same names later on. So I'm sorry, but it should show here the bottom 3, the text box, but he's taking the data from the last GUI I placed in the folder. Very bad presentation again. Made the controllable menus to be controlled by the keyboard. So here, I don't know if I press enter, yeah, if I press enter or space, I made the control manager deal with that. So here, if I press enter, the control manager check the game what it should do, or actually the player file, and he knows that it actually issued a command for the menu control to do the next and the conversation. So before, I needed to make this in hard code. So if we go to the test game, I don't think I deleted it. So here you need to add every button, and if you want it to be continuous or not continuous, and to every profile. Before, yeah, you needed to do that for every controller, every profile, and this is just ridiculous. So what did I do? I made a small adjusting in the AFC control, and in here it will load if the noise stop, just if the noise stop. It show you all the controllable menus that we defined already. So I added here just for examples in here, and you can see all of them, and you can see the conversation system, space and enter, and joystick A as well. All of them send the command next, and it would dynamically understand that through the bridge, the game INI. Next. Hopefully what I was saying is a little bit clear with all the noise and all the played with visual effects. I have a very short video on my channel showing you that some of the tests I done. You can go and watch it out. Final Arabic to English adapt. Oh boy. So let me show you what the heck I'm talking about by going to here to the menus. Make this one invisible, make this one visible. So the Arabic font is not easy to define it, how big it is to complement the English text, because the Arabic font is built by images one by one. I made a system to represent Arabic font by using the sprite draws, and it's kind of hard to make it represent the same size of the actual text printing and using the system. So I made the final adjustment and changed some of them. Some of them made it smaller, some of them bigger. Next. Made a symbol shader for transition. So I was playing around and I found out it's easier to add an image and add a transparency over it over time than using the effect FX to make a transition for the screen. And if I'm not mistaken, it's P. So unfortunately the GUIs are not affected. So to see the result, let me hide these again. So if we enter the game and I press P, so this is what I call the transition screen, shade down and shade out, and they are scriptable as well. So if we go to the test 2, you will see I actually send a script, a bunch of data separated by a percentage, and I can even make more than one shader work in a row. I can just add more info to put two shaders to work together in the same time. Yeah. So I have a simple event system that I have here, but it's not connected to the time manager yet. So this is officially the first event system that, or application or whatever you call it. Next. So yeah, it has been 2 months. I haven't done a review, so I'm trying to show you the most delightful things I have done without getting excessively in details. And excuse me if I don't remember all of them. Once again, you could watch some of the videos that when I was working on them, and you will see how horrible some of them took me amount of time to do a very simple thing. Worked on a general quest system. Oh boy. Again, the quest system is a huge pain in the butt. It's a huge system that I made that could be used in different ways to represent different things, not only quests, anything that the player can progress in and the game memorize it could be used as a quest. And the tricky parts, there are a lot of tricky parts in that. How do you manage them per player? How do you manage them in every game? How does it save? How does it load? How does it deal with a universal account? So this system actually is more complex than I ever expected. And which project is this? Yeah, this one doesn't have quests. So let me close it down and start another one which have a quest. The quests are connected through the campaign, not through the game core. So you don't see the quests in here. You must enter the campaign script wizard or wizard. This is not script wizard anymore. It's just a general wizard. I'm not sure if it's a wizard. Wizard should give you easy choices, not excessive details as well. So each campaign has its own quests and its own description, its own categories, and each quest have its own scripts, what happens when it's awakened, and where are the steps? Oh, silly me, these are the steps. Yeah, I changed them, the layout a lot to make it easier to understand, and I got confused. This is the quest and this is the steps, and here all the info for each step. Okay. Because some of them were here and it was confusing, but I got use of it and I forgot I changed the layout. So this is the deal. Most of the work for the quest are in the scripts itself, but the triggers are everywhere. Everything, anything could trigger a quest. So if we go to here and we go, for example, to one of the rocks, if I remember which layer, here, when you interact with the rock, it adds a quest, for example. But the other rock, when you interact with it, it will quest act. It will check the profile. If it has a quest, it will check the profile, a certain profile as well, that belong to the character Walker, for example, and this one is group added through the game key, the game core, and it will check if he has a test quest tree, the quest aid needed, and find the rock as a quest part, and it will tell it, hey, I'm here. It can send boolean values or values to it as well, but so far I'm dealing only with booleans, true or false. And actually it's not needed, you can just say I'm here, because with the flag name, hey, I'm here, this is all what the objects and items need to do, just to send a signal, hey, I'm here. And in the quest it have the rest of the details, what should it do when it receive the signal. So this is how I done the quest system. So here it will say when I receive the signal, change the state, find the rock as 7, which means change as success. Actually, I have awake or change success, and it can change local state as well instead of going to search for the state. I'm talking in talisman, I'm sorry. So let's first of all change the resolution. I can change as well the so here if I open the quest page, it doesn't have any quest, and it's so rude, it doesn't tell me this is a quest page, but it does. Alright, if you enter the first page, and if I go to the map, you will notice nothing, because I must tell him show me regions. There is a region here, and if we go to the code of the region, it will tell you it had a quest, and the quest called aid needed. So if we go to the game, donation required, and I believe this is because the name, and the name can change into Arabic. مساعدة طبية. This one actually should shift to the other side, but I didn't shift the tools. I only shift the rectangle, make it inverted. I didn't work on that. So these should be here. Here the quests, here the quest steps, and here the description. And that's why it's look ugly, because I didn't adjust the font and the position and everything. And the question mark is not reversed again. Oh god. I spent a lot of hours fixing this problem more than one time, and it still appears. The question mark sometimes not reversed. I believe because it's at the end of the sentence. Oh god. I hate this crap. Sorry about that. So the quest here will tell you find the health aid back, and I can interact with this tool, with this switch I mean, and if you take the back, it will signal the quest that it's successfully done. So that quest will do two things. First, it will mark the quest step successful, which is blue, and it will show you the second step. So I'm not sure if I talked about the quest system in the daily, weekly, monthly, annually reviews for the game engine, but I don't believe so. So this is the first time. So if you use the quest item by mistake, actually you failed the quest. And we have another thing to add a quest to our quest list, which is the first rock. So if we open the rock, you will see there's another quest in here, and it will show that the first quest failed by making it look red. And as you can see, the text wrapper is fucked up because it didn't invoke the first time and it looked beautiful, but when it gets invoked, it's screwed up. So this is the quest system. The quest system could be used to make quest systems for different games. Some games might not have a quest system in list. Some games might deal with the quest completely in a different way. but it can by using the engine resources, we can make any kind of 2D quest system I could imagine. Hopefully it doesn't have a lot of restrictions. Even it can unlock different steps based on the story. So some of the quests could have steps open like A or B or C based on what you chose. Oh, you can send that sword to the historian or to the blacksmith, and if you give it to the historian, different things happen, and it will show you what's next you need to do. So it's branchable, easily branchable. So what's next? By the way, this took me a lot of work because a lot of things needed to be done. The way how I manage the profiles with different saves with the quest, the way how the items interact with the quest, the way how the players and the characters interacting with the quest, how they hold the data, how they manage the data, how the signals goes back and forth. A lot of crap have been done. Actually, most of the October month were spent to make the system. Thanks to the quest system, all games must now use profiles. Hooray! Because it became necessary to have a profile to manage the quests. So unfortunately, if I want to make any kind of progress save, achievements, anything in a game, it must use a profile. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. A good thing because even saves, I cannot make the games to save unless if you log in with a profile. So you must create a profile and log in a profile. You can, to make the user friendly, more friendly, like any game that I need to do, you can activate the auto login. So hopefully it's not a big problem. I made a way to delete regions. So this region, actually, region delete T2. Whenever you enter this region, it will add a quest and it will delete itself. Why? Because if it doesn't delete itself, every time you walk on it, it will add a new quest to your quest list. So I done something like that. I wasn't expecting I need to delete region anytime soon, but I done this. Actually, I could, just for fun, delete the command, save the file, and show you how it filled the list. Do I want to do that? Sure, let's do that. Just for you guys. Everything for you. So it's related to the map. So it's related, yeah, I need to move the maps. So I can copy this. Oh, actually I can copy the whole map. Region delete. Save. That's it. Save. Copy. Let's see if I broke everything in the world. So here we don't have any quest, and every time you move it will add more and more and more and more and more. Actually you can even open this and it will add even more. So here at test for the quest as well, the quest list. The scroll bar, I screwed it up. I screwed up the scrolling. It's not smooth like before. I don't know what I've done to it. It's kind of sad. So yeah, look at that. Even if I stand still, yeah, very funny. So let's try to fix that. So what happened now, instead of giving you the quest every time you stay or detected in the region, it gives you the quest and immediately delete the region before it invoke again. So you can only have it once. And there you go. Of course, I could script the maps to fire an event every time a creature or an object fires, and if there's a script. But I didn't program that yet, and I was like, maybe it's safer to make it as a region for now, because it's get a little bit ugly with the object and the creatures entrance, because the code is a little bit messy, to be honest, in that area. Because when I announce a new kind of creatures called unique creatures to define in the campaign and have unique, that the game doesn't consider it as a generic creature. It's just, yeah. Made a new GUI, scrolls, list box, and combo box. Yep, the scroll is not new, but I made a lot of adjusting and a lot of improvements to make a list box and a combo box. And we will show you when I show you the utility, and I already saw an example for the list box. So let's just say I talked about it. Waste around 7 hours to fix a problem with the combo box. There is a full video about this, plus more hours in other video, plus more hours behind the screen. So if you wanna see me cursing, feel free to see one of the videos that I made. I don't remember which one, but it was like last 2 weeks. So yeah. Deleted some of the classes and fixed some of the codes to make the code or the classes more clean. Implemented some forgotten functions, yeah, like the save and delete for delegates and choices and more stuff in the campaign related. Added description and name keys and fixed them, maintained the files for the million of times for all the project. Made the first GUI that's defined completely from the game engine, which I'm quite happy with this achievement actually. So if we go to the GUI, we have in the GUIs the components themselves, the text box, the scroll box, the message box. Even the message box is an abstract class actually. It's not the message box, but we have a fully functional that it all add its own data without the need to add it through the game file from the map simulator. So in every project I have, if I add this component for debugging, we can see the same component and it works the same. This component is the utility, and so far it only can do 2 things, unfortunately, but I can add more features to it, which it can change the resolution for resolution testing, and it can make a full screen. Unfortunately, I cannot show you the full screen because OBS get wacky whenever I get a screen capture and change something into full screen. It's black out, and I need to try to invoke it many times, and sometimes it doesn't capture the screen anymore. I need to restart it. So unfortunately, I can't show you how the resolution look weird when I choose a small resolution and make it full screen. You'll see everything like more pixelated, closer to the screens. It give you some nostalgia feeling for all those games, I guess. For me at least. I love it. I really love it. And I can shift the camera as if I'm moving a little bit. I didn't made it invoke with every scroll. So if I hold it doesn't invoke till I... Only the zoom I made it invocable. I could make the other ones invocable with scrolling. It should be actually better. This doesn't work if the camera is following someone already. I need to completely change how the camera works before I can make it, yeah. I hate this, I cannot hold the button to scroll. I kinda hate it. I need to move the mouse a little bit. Doesn't work immediately. I made some changes in the menu component and the hierarchy and the priority list, and something screwed up again. Anyhow, what's next? So here you can see an example for combo box, which hold different menus. And if you wonder what was the error was to initialize a predefined items list that more than the maximum it can show. So this combo box can show only 5 items. So if I add 5, 6 or 7 items, it's screwed up with the items. You can watch that video and see. Yeah, I should make the scrollable change while scrolling. I didn't do that because it was doing issues with the list. Because it's actually completely, not completely, no, it actually, yeah, it delete a pointer list to the items every time I scroll, and it give it a new list. It cloned them. Not cloned the whole object, it cloned only the address. It's kinda too late, but if they weren't in the list, I could make it memorize the position. Why I didn't do that? Because I give them names. Yes, that's why. I can take a look on that if I want. But do you really want to do that? Maybe not. I already have a lot of work on this. So yeah, the debug menu can be redefined or reused without doing a lot of work. I just need to call it in the main project and in any game. For example, this game, it doesn't have it. Easy. Go to the game project. Go to where you define the components. And just add it like this. And give it a number, give it a layer. But you must initialize it to just go around the problem I told you. To go around it, you must initialize it, unfortunately. So, 2 codes. 2 line of codes, and you add it, you tell that to immediately work. Really happy with that. I don't need to redefine this for each game or add the objects and the sprites and info. No need for all of that. Made a class diagram for the whole engine. I kinda don't want to show you in detail how it's looked like, but let's take a peek on that because you, my faithful audience, deserve that. I need to empty some of the videos I made yesterday. So if we go to the game lover, I worked on this sucker. Unfortunately, I discover every relationship I add through the class diagram, it add some garbage to the code. And every time I delete something, it delete the association with the code, like the inheritance and stuff. And I didn't notice that till I was like, done all of this. I was like, oh frick. That's why I didn't add the relationship to everything in here. I just like, enough. This is more than enough to define the relationship, at least in a short way. And actually it made me to see some of the issues I have, and it made me to see some of the classes that I never used anymore, and I deleted them. So I done that, and actually it took me like a couple of days at least. I fixed the code. Yeah. I fixed the code that added and deleted. It took me around an hour. Roughly give or take 45 minutes. Made a few pages and videos to discuss some of the stuff to my team. Yeah, I made around 3 or 4 new videos in the last 2 months for the team. Like GUI matter and stuff. I made them unlisted. Unfortunately, YouTube made all my videos after that video, the first one, as unlisted instead of public. And that's why if there were any followers was watching me and saw me dead for a month, not because I didn't make any video, but because all of them were unlisted. Oops, sorry about that. And start working on my story last week for the first game that we are working on, the game engine. First commercial game. And I got sick for 2 weeks as well. But I was working on these 2 weeks even though I was sick. And that's what I have done in the last 2 months. Rather just... What time? I just finished. Thank you for watching, everyone. And see you next time.